Okay, so you've got Everest right there in front of you, hopefully, by Sangma Francis and
Yeah.
Lisk Feng.
Yeah, beautiful book.
Gorgeous illustrations. And we're not talking about, the drama, the first ascent or the, daring rescues or anything like that.
Right.
We're really zeroing in on the mountain itself
Yeah.
in the way that this book presents it.
Mhm.
Not just a peak to be conquered, but like a geological marvel, a surprisingly, diverse ecosystem.
Yeah.
A place that is just etched deep into human culture and history and mythology.
Absolutely. So we're going to go beyond just the climbing stories, right? We're going on an expedition, but through the pages of this book
Yes.
to really grasp the sheer scale and significance of Everest from angles you might never have considered.
I love that.
And Francis and Feng here really packed this book with facts and then brought those facts to life visually.
Yeah, and I think what really struck me immediately flipping through it was that, while we all know the story of Hillary and Tenswasing,
Right.
it's almost like a footnote in the grand scheme of Everest's story.
Yeah.
It's like we're getting the 360-degree view, not just the climber's perspective.
It's like this wonderful multi-layered exploration. You're taken from the very birth of these mountains to the hardy life that clings to its slopes,
Yeah.
to the deep spiritual meaning it holds for local communities, to its more recent history shaped by human ambition.
And that brings me to something that just resonated so strongly with me, and that is that local name, Sagarmatha,
Right.
the goddess of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so powerful.
Yeah.
It instantly reframes how you think about this colossal mountain.
Right.
It's not just a physical challenge anymore.
Yeah, you realize that for the people who live in its shadow,
Yeah,
Everest isn't just rock and ice, it's a sacred entity.
it is.
And this sets the stage for understanding this deep, enduring relationship between humans and this incredible natural wonder.
Absolutely. Okay, so, while Everest isn't a character-driven story in the traditional sense,
Mhm.
it definitely shines a light on some very pivotal figures.
Right. Absolutely. So Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, of course, are central to Everest's modern story.
Mm-hmm.
And the book highlights this incredible achievement, a feat that truly captivated the world.
Yeah.
And it really marked a turning point in our understanding of the mountain and our interaction with it.
It was just
This
incredible.
incredible demonstration of human perseverance.
Yeah. And then we have, Sagarmatha,
Right.
who's not scaling any icy walls.
Yeah.
But represents the mountain itself in these local myths and legends.
Right. And what's so compelling about how the book presents this is that it elevates Sagarmatha to this key element of the Everest story.
Yes.
And by explaining its meaning, the goddess of the sky, Francis and Feng, reveal this profound spiritual connection.
Yes.
It makes you think about how different it is to view a mountain as a deity versus an obstacle to be overcome.
It really does. And
Yeah.
then there's this, quiet acknowledgement I felt of the, hundreds of climbers who have followed.
Yeah.
They become part of Everest's ongoing story, too.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah. The book subtly weaves in the sense of a continuing human presence,
Right.
showing how our interactions, even today, are part of Everest's evolving narrative.
Hmm.
Though you're right, the primary focus remains on the mountain's inherent power and significance.
Okay, so we've got these, key figures and this symbolic representation. But the book really takes us back,
Way back.
doesn't it,
Yeah.
to the formation of this giant
Exactly. And
mountain.
delves into these immense geological forces that created the Himalayas, the mountain range that cradles Everest. And it gives you this accessible glimpse into these ancient processes, helping you grasp the sheer timescale involved millions upon millions of years of tectonic shifts.
Yeah.
The rock that you see at the summit likely began as sediment on an ancient seabed.
That is incredible. And it also touches on something that I'm always wondered about, which is how do scientists even measure the height of something that enormous? Right. It's not like unfurling a giant tape measure. Not at all. So the book likely touches on these fascinating techniques,
Yeah.
perhaps mentioning early surveying methods using triangulation,
Right.
imagining creating these giant imaginary triangles across the landscape,
Wow.
to modern GPS technology,
Yeah.
and this constant endeavor to precisely measure a peak that's itself made of shifting ice and snow.
Wow. When you picture the top of Everest, you probably think barren, icy wasteland.
Right.
But this book unveils this surprising amount of life
Mm-hmm.
that's clinging to those high altitudes.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable. The book explores the resilience of life, showcasing hardy plants, even these tiny tenacious flowers that manage to survive in that incredibly harsh environment.
Yeah.
It just makes you appreciate the adaptability of nature.
And it's not just plant life.
Right.
There are animals, too, with incredible adaptations to the cold and the thin air.
Precisely. And the book introduces you to these creatures that call Everest home, highlighting their unique ways of coping with such extreme conditions. And what's great is that it often gives you the specific names for these plants and animals found in the region,
Right.
grounding it in real detail.
Yeah, it's not just like, generic descriptions.
Exactly.
So we've talked about Sagarmatha, but I'm sure the book delves into other myths and legends.
It does, absolutely.
Associated with the mountain.
You likely find these beautiful explorations of creation stories, tales of deities and spirits connected to Everest.
Yeah.
And the name Sagarmatha itself carries deep religious significance across the various cultures that live near the mountain.
Right.
Reinforcing how deeply ingrained Everest is in their cultural identity and spiritual beliefs.
And it's just fascinating how people throughout history, without our modern tools, developed their own ways of understanding and even estimating Everest's height.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the book likely outlines some of these historical attempts to gauge Everest's elevation.
Yeah.
Highlighting the ingenuity of early explorers and the evolution of the tools they used, from basic instruments to the more specialized gear that helped climbers in their ascents. It shows this long-standing human fascination with this peak and the effort to understand it.
Of course, our relationship with Everest isn't just one of awe and exploration.
Right.
The book also addresses some of the more pressing challenges and changes the mountain is facing today.
It does. The book doesn't shy away from the environmental impact of human activity.
Yeah.
It specifically points to the problem of litter left behind by climbers. A stark reminder of our footprint, even in such a remote and majestic place.
It's so sad. And unfortunately, like so many natural wonders, Everest is not immune to the effects of climate change.
Right.
I'm assuming that's also in there.
It is. The book likely explains some of the ways climate change is affecting Everest, perhaps discussing the melting glaciers.
Yeah.
Or the shifts in weather patterns.
Right.
Underscoring the vulnerability of even this towering natural monument.
So as we're piecing all of this together, what are some of the core ideas or key takeaways that Everest leaves you with?
Well, the central theme is definitely the immense power and beauty of the natural world. Everest itself, in its geological scale and the life it supports against all odds, is a powerful testament to nature's grandeur and resilience.
And it really highlights that human drive to explore, to push our limits, to be inspired by the sheer scale and mystery of the unknown. I mean, Everest has been drawing people in for generations.
Absolutely. The book implicitly celebrates that spirit of adventure and discovery that draws people to such challenging environments. But it also subtly underscores the importance of respect.
Yes.
Especially when it highlights these diverse cultural perspectives on the mountain.
Right.
Recognizing its sacred status for some communities provides a crucial counterpoint to the idea of mere conquest.
Absolutely. It also serves as this really powerful reminder that even something as massive and seemingly permanent as Everest is part of a delicate global system and faces these very real threats from human activity.
Precisely by including these environmental challenges, the book prompts us to think about our responsibility to protect these incredible places and minimize our impact. It's a call to consider our relationship with the planet as a whole.
I also love how the story of Everest, as told in this book, really showcases human ingenuity.
Yes.
From the development of specialized climbing gear to the rich tapestry of myths and legends that have grown up around it.
Absolutely. The book touches on both our practical abilities to tackle these physical challenges and our imaginative capacity to imbue such places with deep meaning and symbolism. And those two threads weave together beautifully throughout the book.
Now, this insightful look at Everest didn't just materialize.
Right.
It's the result of some very talented individuals.
Yes.
So let's talk a bit about Sangma Francis and Lisk Feng.
Okay, so Sangma Francis, the author, has this real knack for making complex topics engaging.
Yeah.
And her experience as an editor for Flying Eye Books, the publisher, likely gave her a great understanding of what makes a nonfiction book truly compelling.
And Everest clearly struck a chord because it got some pretty significant recognition. Named an outstanding science book by the Children's Book Council in 2019.
Wow.
And it also got a special mention at the Bologna Ragazzi Awards that same year. So
that's high praise.
Very high praise.
It speaks to the quality of the writing and the book's ability to effectively communicate this scientific and cultural information
Yeah.
in a way that's engaging. And it's interesting that she also wrote Amazon River
Oh,
in the same Earth's Incredible Places series,
cool.
showing her continued passion for exploring these significant geographical landmarks.
So the visual dimension of Everest is just as crucial.
Well, absolutely.
Thanks to the award-winning illustrator Lisk Feng.
Yeah.
I mean, her artwork just brings the mountain and its stories to life in such a captivating way.
Lisk Feng is a remarkably talented artist, originally from China and now based in New York. And what's fascinating is that Everest was her first full book illustration project.
Wow.
Which is quite an achievement given its success and the beauty of her work.
Yeah. I mean, she also holds a Master of Fine Arts degree in illustration practice.
Right.
So there's that strong artistic foundation.
Yeah.
And like Sangma Francis, she was also recognized with a Bologna Ragazzi Award for Everest in 2019.
Wow.
Highlighting the synergy between the words and the images.
Yeah, her talent has been widely celebrated.
Yeah.
She was even featured in Forbes magazine's 30 Under 30 list for art and style in 2019.
Wow.
And has worked for major clients like The New Yorker and Apple.
Wow.
Showcasing her versatility and skill.
So the accolades for both Francis and Feng really underscore the high level of artistry and expertise that went into creating Everest.
Yeah.
So if this deep dive into Everest has sparked your own curiosity to explore more of our planet's incredible places, where might you turn next?
Well, given our exploration of Everest, a natural follow-up might be the Great Barrier Reef.
Okay.
Another title in that Earth's Incredible Places series, also brought to life by Lisk Feng's illustrations.
Oh, cool.
So you can expect a similar engaging approach.
Yeah.
And breathtaking visuals focused on a completely different, yet equally awe-inspiring natural wonder.
And for those who appreciated Sangma Francis's engaging writing style, her book, Amazon River, also part of the same series, would be a fantastic way to continue exploring significant geographical landmarks through her accessible and informative lens.
And beyond that specific series, if you're drawn to these tales of human endurance and adventure, in challenging environments, you might find Shackleton's Journey, a non-fiction picture book about an extraordinary expedition, compelling.
Cool.
Or for a broader overview of mountain ranges around the world, Mountains of the World could be a great resource.
Okay.
And for anyone particularly intrigued by mountains and the act of climbing itself, at the top of the world, The Greatest Mountains on Earth and How to Climb Them might offer a more focused perspective.
Great. And if you're looking for even more specific information about Everest, where is Mount Everest could provide additional details?
Okay. And for those who might be inspired to connect with nature a little closer to home, the Nature Journal. A backyard adventure could be a wonderful way to start observing and appreciating the natural world around them.
I love that.
And for a fictional story set in a mountainous environment, My Side of the Mountain is a beloved classic.
Oh, yeah.
So this offers a range of both factual and fictional explorations related to the themes we've discussed.
So it's clear that Everest by Sangma Francis and Lisk Feng delivers far more than just climbing narratives.
It does.
It really provides this comprehensive and captivating understanding of the world's tallest mountain.
It masterfully blends the geological story of Everest's formation with the diverse array of lice it supports, its profound cultural significance, and these critical environmental issues that it faces.
Then the combined talents of Sangma Francis's engaging storytelling and Lisk Feng's vibrant illustrations create a truly immersive and exciting learning experience.
Absolutely.
No matter your age.
A wonderful example of how well-crafted informational books can really spark curiosity and cultivate a deeper appreciation for this incredible planet we inhabit.
So as you go about your day, consider this. How does gaining a deeper understanding of a single iconic place like Everest illuminate the immense power of nature?
Right.
Humanity's persistent drive to explore and our shared responsibility to safeguard this remarkable planet. Think about the other natural wonders around the globe and the countless stories they hold just waiting to be discovered.
Right beneath the surface.
Until our next deep dive.
Keep that sense of wonder alive.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.